Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. A couple of days ago, I let you know that Microsoft had issued a warning that Luma malware, which is an INFOSTEALER, had infected 394 plus Windows PCs. And as I mentioned in that video, which will be linked down below and in the end screen, I pointed out what you need to know. Check the video out for more info. Now, in regards to INFOSTEALER malware, some more information has come to light where security researcher Jeremiah Fowler has come across a large database of login information and passwords containing over 184 million records recently. Now, this is quite an in-depth post, so I'll leave it linked down below in the description if you'd like more information. But I'm just going to give you a quick overview for the purpose of today's video. Now, Jeremiah has said, and I'm quoting from the post, "The publicly exposed database was not password protected or encrypted. It contained 184,162,718 unique logins and passwords, totaling a massive 47.42 gigabyte of raw credential data." And that's quite huge. It's mentioned that in a limited sampling of the exposed documents, and I'm quoting this, "I saw thousands of files that included emails, usernames, passwords, and the URL links to the login or authorization for the accounts. The database contained login and password credentials for a wide range of services, applications, and accounts, including email providers, Microsoft products, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Roblox, and many more." He carries on to say, "I also saw credentials for bank and financial accounts, health platforms, and government portals from numerous countries that could put exposed individuals at significant risk." It's also mentioned that their records exhibit multiple signs that the exposed data was harvested by some type of INFOSTEALER malware. And just a quick recap, INFOSTEALER is a type of malicious software designed specifically to harvest sensitive information from an infected system. And the malware usually targets credentials like usernames and passwords stored in web browsers, email clients, and messaging apps. Some variants of the malware can also steal autofill data, cookies, and crypto wallet information. Some can even capture screenshots or log keystrokes. Now, he does mention that it is not known exactly how this specific data was collected, but cybercriminals use a range of methods to deploy INFOSTEALERs. For instance, it's mentioned they often conceal malware within phishing emails, malicious websites, or cracked software. And I think cracked software is a big one with this INFOSTEALER. Carries on to say, once the INFOSTEALER is active, the stolen data is often either circulated on dark web marketplaces and Telegram channels or used directly to commit fraud, attempt identity theft, or launch further cyber attacks. Now, if we just have a quick look at a couple of images provided from that post, and I do apologize for the image quality of this first one. This collage of screenshots he mentions shows how the logins and passwords appear to have been collected and stored inside the database. This includes different entries, and if we zoom in here, I know it's a bit gritty, but you can see logins for Facebook, NHS UK, logins Snapchat, logins Roblox, logins Google, logins live.com, and so on. And he mentions that, interestingly, the files were listed as Senha, which is Portuguese for password, while all other text was in English. So that's just some information regarding how the passwords appear to have been collected and stored. Heading on to the next, it's mentioned that this screenshot shows a list view of how the accounts were organized inside the database. And this third screenshot is a collage of screenshots showing potentially compromised accounts with .gov credentials. These samples show entries referencing Australia, Iran, India, Romania, and Brazil. Now, Jeremiah mentions that he discovered the database in early May 2025 and reported it to the web hosting company, which blocked public access shortly after to prevent further spreading of the data. He also mentions that he wrote to several of the email accounts found in the database to verify the authenticity of the data and was able to confirm it based on the replies that he received. Now, obviously, there are potential risks where cyber criminals may use exposed credentials and other sensitive data for various attacks on different systems. And just to mention four, the first would be things like credential stuffing, which refers to try and outfound username and password combinations on popular sites, because many internet users use the same username and passwords on different sites, which is not advised, which means if the InfoStealer gains access to one, it can gain potential access to all. Now, the second risk is account takeovers, where changing the password of the account may block the original owner from signing in, especially if identification information like linked email addresses or phone numbers are also changed. You've also got corporate and government espionage, which is another risk, where it can gain access to corporate or government networks through the accounts of employees. And then we've got phishing and social engineering, and phishing is a big one, which is normally through emails, but attacks can be run against emails or mobile phone numbers found in the dump. So those are the potential risks. Now, this database is no longer available online. It's been taken down, okay? But I'm sure you're asking the question how to protect your accounts against the information getting into the wrong hands, as we've mentioned today. And a couple of suggestions are, and I think the big one here is that common sense, I think, is the first one that you can take to protect accounts from unauthorized access. And a couple of others would be to change your passwords annually, use unique and hard to guess passwords for every account, activate two-factor authentication, use password managers if you are dealing with a lot of passwords. That's always recommended. Pass keys and security keys can also give you an extra layer of security. Protect your sensitive data like your financial documents, tax info, medical documents, private photos by encrypting those different documents and data. Don't store sensitive information in email accounts or online. And obviously use a good antivirus and keep it up to date, because that's a key one. And obviously another key one, as I've mentioned, is use common sense and stay away from dodgy websites. I keep repeating that on the channel. I think dodgy websites and downloading cracked software from dodgy websites is not good, and that's definitely not recommended. So that's just a quick overview. Go check the post out. It's quite in depth, as mentioned. It'll be linked in the description. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.